Hi everybody and welcome to This Made My Week, a weekly show dedicated to good news, inspiring stories, uplifting information. I keep saying that this is a safe space where our nervous system can rest, and I do mean it, especially on days like today. What we are watching right now is the world order shift and change as America is being taken over by these fascist billionaires. And still, I have some good news and words of inspiration, so stick around. I do want to start at a bit of a philosophical note, but it does get better, I promise, so stay with me. What's happening in America right now, and in Europe, I feel like we are witnessing this collective trauma unfold. There's a lot of panic, there's a lot of fear, a lot of uncertainty, rightly so. These crazy men and this hostile takeover is truly scary. I don't know if there will be wars, I don't know how bad will it get, but what I do know for sure, that the world as we know it, with old structures and old values, it's gone. It's truly scary, and me as Lithuanian, I have every reason to panic right now because I live in the area that would be the next after Ukraine to get attacked by Russia. But I do feel like right now, our strongest and biggest weapon that we have, or a shield I should say, is regulated nervous system. I will come back to this topic a little bit later, to more hopeful side, but I do want to say this as well. To witness everything crumble and fall down, and to see so many reckless actions being taken in such a short amount of time is truly terrifying. I don't want to gaslight anyone. I don't want to sound like I'm not understanding the severity of it. I am. At the same time, I think what many of us are experiencing is also liberation. Liberation from the lies that we've been told for decades. You can ask any marginalized group, any minority group, and they will tell you, those who are living in America, that this is not the land of the brave and the land of the free. No, it's the opposite. There has been so much oppression and so much abuse, not only for its own people, what America has done in the Middle East, and just recently how they responded to genocide in Gaza. It's beyond me. So what is happening right now, all of these billionaires that have been created in America by America, it's just a consequence of something much, much larger. And of course, I'm not saying that all Americans are like that, and not the whole America is like that. There's so much good about it. I spent a lot of time in America growing up, so it definitely formed me as a person. I love it. I have a special place in my heart for America. I have so many friends and family members living over there, so I still believe in that dream, but also we have to face the full reality as it is. And America has always had this shadow, and now we are seeing this shadow come into the light. So it is a process of liberation, and it had to happen for actual transformation to occur, so we can all collectively rise from the ashes. Not just yet. Of course, we are still in the burning process, and it's so scary. I find myself wanting to kind of vomit because I'm so nauseous from everything that's been happening. But also, there's this sense of this cleansing and this getting rid of everything that has not been working. So much has not been working. And now it's the time to fully burn it, to fully get rid of it, and then build. Going back to what I was saying about regulated nervous system, again, I'm going to repeat it. This is our biggest shield right now, how we can protect ourselves. Because the only way we can move forward is when we are moved by inspired action. We cannot build something by fighting against. We can only build the future that we want and that we dream of and that we know that is right and healthy for all of us, is when we stand up for something. It's the energy is no longer about fighting. The energy is about self-regulating, co-regulating, aligning with the vision of the future, staying focused and being moved by the energy from the inside towards that vision. That is the path. There are so many ways how you can regulate yourself. Internet can be your best friend. It's the enemy in many ways, but also your best friend at the same time. So definitely utilize it. Learn how to self-regulate. First and foremost, feel your feelings. Allow yourself to be scared. Allow yourself to experience this panic, but don't get stuck. Don't attach yourself to it. So feel it, process, integrate it, and then move forward. Do some breath work, do some therapeutic dancing, yoga, do some exercises, workouts, do art therapy. Like, there are so many choices. Anything that works for you, you can choose. Again, go on the internet. But also, I feel intuitively this big pull towards gathering in communities with people whom you can trust, whom you share the same values with, who have your back, and who can collectively also create something. It's not just about an individual, it's about collective creation as well. So self-regulate first by yourself, do the inner work, and then gather with people. And then of course you can use my recipe and choose to see a much broader view and see that this world is still full of good people doing good things every single day. This world is full of magic, full of love, full of compassion, full of goodness and good works. And today I want to share something that not only made my week, it's so much more than this. So my homeland, Lithuania, together with our brothers and sisters in Latvia and Estonia, all three Baltic states, we finally cut off the final ties with Russia, and we are free from their electricity grid. And instead, we aligned with European continental grid, or whatever they're calling. No more threats from our hostile neighbor, no more fear, no more dependency, no more nothing. We are done with Russia for good. We are free, and we will remain free. Why you should care about it or even be happy about it if you live somewhere in Portugal, France, United States, or Japan? Well, this is a huge win for democracy and freedom. The more independent we become, the less powerful they get. And I mean Russia. This is a win for all of us, for the free world and for democracy. These are good news for you and me. Not only we are liberating ourselves from these old beliefs, old ideas, old attachments, but also I feel like so many people, especially in Europe and in Canada, so many leaders are coming into their authentic power. It's not that we shouldn't stick together. No, it's the opposite. I feel like we should gather and be together, but it's the shift that's happening, that we are no longer at mercy of somebody else. We are recognizing that we are just as powerful, and if we need to, we will stand alone, and we will stand for our peace, for our security, for our independence, and for all the values that are important to us. And it's so beautiful to watch these people uprise, and not like in a let's go fight kind of way. No, it's more of an inner shift that is happening collectively. This shift in energy is so powerful and so much bigger than the number of drones, guns, and tanks that we have, because this united, bold courage is exactly what they're afraid of. One of my favorite websites that I reference here quite often actually is called goodgoodgood.com. They share only good news, inspiring information as well. I love seeing their newsletter in my inbox on my email. I recommend you subscribe as well. It's such a good boost of good energy. Anyways, they shared on their website lists of alternatives for Amazon.com and for Audible.com, and I think books in general, or audiobooks was it. Anyways, I'm gonna leave both links in the description box. Make sure you check them out. Make sure that you support different kind of businesses, and you're not just feeding billionaires, putting more money into their pockets, because they do not care about you and me. They do not care about anybody else, just themselves So we should start caring about us. And we should start investing in smaller businesses, inclusive businesses, Black businesses, queer businesses who are actually doing good and they have integrity and they work for people, not just profit. I'm gonna leave links in the description down below. Please make sure you check them out. Make sure that you give yourself options. Because the truth is that the more we will step away from all of these monopolies, the more we will realize that freedom is a choice. Now, if you're still thinking that you're just one person, you're not big enough, you're not doing enough, I want to remind you your power. The most important thing that we can all do right now to stay regulated, to keep the vision, keep the focus, and build a better world is to have strict boundaries. That's how we do it. We make it stop with us. If somebody wants to make a comment, if somebody wants to involve us in yet another discussion why this and this is good, or whether you are working at a company who supports these crazy policies, whether you are married to someone or you're in a relationship with someone who supports violence and abuse. It is up to you to decide and to know, like deep inside, what you need to have boundaries with. Because let's be honest, so many of us have been enabling this toxic behavior, and we are a part of this co-creation. We are a part of everything that is happening. So our power lies in taking that power back to ourselves and staying focused, keeping our focus on the future, on the vision, on the world that we actually want to create. Okay, for the end, I wanted to encourage you to use any nourishing, loving escapism that you can, whether that's a good book, whether that's art, theater, movies, whether that's music, or in my case, a TV series. Oh my gosh, we binge watched the show together with my husband, and I loved every single episode of The Diplomat. Have you seen it? Oh, I heard, my husband told me that there's this term right now called competency porn. This show is so good, and the people on the show, like, it's a show about diplomats working in the UK in the Embassy of America. They are so competent, they're so good. The conversations that are having, they're so intelligent, so quick and wise, and there's also like a romance involved in it. I could not recommend it enough. If you need a good escape, destination, watch The Diplomat if you haven't yet. If you have, please leave me a comment down below. And does anyone know when the third season comes out? I need it now. I needed it yesterday, but I will be good with now. Also, watching it, it was kind of like a farewell to America as we know it, to this level of professionalism and to these types of relationships. Anyways, it's good. Watch it. It made my week. Okay, my friends, this is where I'm gonna end the episode. Thank you so much for spending your time co-creating and co-regulating together with me. I am grateful for your presence. In the meantime, if you need more uplifting information, rewatch old videos, come back next Wednesday for more. I'll be here. And now, Cece, be cautious and calm. I'll see you next week. Bye.